Hi, welcome back to Yoga with Ilona. I'm Ilona, and in this video I'm going to be taking you through a yin yoga practice that is designed to help with your flexibility, help you get into the breath, find calmness and maybe soothing after a stressful day, or you just really want to get deep into those muscles and deep into your breath. So we will start at the back of the mat in a child's pose. Take the knees really wide apart and then melt yourself down and back towards the heels, taking the arms out in front of you and the forehead down to the floor, just allowing the whole body to relax into the mat. Bring yourself into your yoga practice. Pressing pause on the day, just setting everything else aside and allowing yourself to be fully present here on your mat. Taking some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Feeling how the breath allows your belly to press into the thighs and for your back body to expand. In today's practice, although it's slow and calm, we will be exploring some challenging positions and also challenging ourselves by trying to stay in the positions even when there's discomfort, even when the stretch feels very intense. The mastery in yin yoga comes from breathing through the sensation, really allowing your body to melt into each position. And just allowing whatever is there, whatever you're experiencing, to be how it is. Staying with your center, staying with your breath. A few more nice breaths here. And then extend into the fingers. Bring yourself up into a tabletop, or take a few flowing movements just to warm up the body. So starting with a cat and cow. Inhale as you lift the top of the head and the tailbone. Exhale as you round the back, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. And then do that a few more times. Inhale, lift, extend. Exhale, round, tuck everything under. Moving with your breath, using this movement to connect your movement to the pace of your breath. One more each way. And then taking the hands nice and firm into the mat, tuck the toes under, take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, make your way back into downward facing dog, the legs extending, arms extending, chest opening towards the legs and taking as much of a bend in the knees as you need to. Really allow your belly to hug in towards your spine. Taking a few nice deep breaths in your downward dog, maybe shaking your head yes and no. Pedal out the feet here. And from here you can slowly roll forward to a high plank position. And as you exhale, sink it back into downward dog. Breathing in, bring the shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, back to downward dog. A couple more, just warming up into the body, connecting with the breath, turning on your core muscles. One more time. Exhale it back. And then coming back down onto the knees. For our first yin posture, we will take puppy pose. So for puppy pose, we take the hands further forward than in child's pose. And then keeping the hips above the knees, send your chest, the center of your chest, down towards the mat, keeping the arms extended. Then you can release your forehead down into the center. And you really want to feel the stretch in the underarms and across the chest. So if your elbows are down and your arms are relaxed, then you won't feel as much of a stretch. So you really want to keep reaching out through the arms. And if you are already open in the upper back, then you can look forward and melt your heart down towards the floor. This is the more advanced version. By all means, just keep your forehead down. And then wherever you are taking this position, keep feeling the front of your body melting towards the mat. Keep feeling a light lift of the belly towards the spine. You've already been here for 5 or 10 breaths. Keep breathing smoothly, slowly. And you'll feel how in this position, you are already feeling your body melt further and further into the pose as you breathe. Staying here just a little longer. Really opening up the heart. Extending those exhales long, telling your body it's safe, it's relaxed. And then staying in this yin puppy pose, bring the palms together and then bend the elbows. Take the thumbs to the back of the neck. Feel this deep stretch in the underarms. Take a few more breaths here. Another deep breath in. And then exhale to release. Extending the arms again and then rolling yourself back into a child's pose. This time, hands come down by your sides. Forehead to the mat, giving the shoulders a little break and the upper back a little counter pose to that deep heart opener. And then when you're ready, extend the arms again, make your way up into tabletop and back into your downward facing dog. From here, step your left foot forward between the hands. Take your right foot out to a 45-degree angle. So for our triangle legs, maybe it's a 30-degree angle. You want the hips still facing the top of the mat. And then we'll just take a few little lunges and extensions to warm up the back of the leg before we move into our next pose. Breathe in, come forward. Exhale, straighten. So as you breathe in, you're bending that front knee. As you exhale, you're straightening the leg. Couple more. And then resuming, coming back to that triangle leg position, rise up to standing, and then really threading your rib cage away from your hip bones. You're going to fold forward from the hip creases, coming over that front leg, and then you might bring the fingers down to the mat or to 2 blocks, bowing yourself forward over that front leg. Maybe you need a little bend in the knee. You're trying to get the belly onto the front of that left thigh, the front thigh, whichever leg you've done first. And here's the time again to really tune into the breath. Trying to think about the body melting down over this front leg.
Maybe you even grab the backs of the calf of the front leg. And we resist the urge to come out of a stretch as soon as it feels uncomfortable. That's the time when we really get deep into the muscle tissue and start to build even more flexibility. Couple more deep breaths. And then bringing the hands either side of that front foot. We'll take a little flow here. So step yourself back into a nice high plank position. Breathe in. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. As you inhale, open up into a cobra, opening the front of the body. And then as you exhale, send yourself back into downward facing dog. From here, step it forward on the right foot, ready for the other side. Bring that right leg straight and then stepping your left foot to a slight angle. Breathe in as you bend that front knee. Exhale, send it back. Moving with the breath here. One more time. And then coming up just briefly, finding that strength in the muscles in the fronts of the legs. So your knees are hugging up towards the thighs. Lift your rib cage away from the hips. Take your hands to the hips. And then as you exhale, fold forward from the hip creases. Finding that forward fold in your triangle position with the legs. And coming into your breath once again. Trying to tune out the noise, tune out the mind chatter, or just step outside of it. Using the breath to connect you to that inner version of yourself, the true self. Couple more deep breaths here. And then you can plant the hands, step it back into your high plank position. Breathe in and lower all the way to the mat. Inhale up to cobra pose and then exhale, make your way back into a child's pose. Hands come underneath the forehead. Just taking some deep breaths here, giving your body a break from the deep sensations. And when you're ready, rising up to that low kneeling position. And then from here, coming over to seated and bringing your legs wide into a straddle. So if you sit into this straddle position and you feel like your back is really rounding and you can't lift up out of the sitting bones, then you might want to bring your heels closer together or even take some blocks or pillow underneath your sitting bones.
finding the angle of the legs that works for you, and then breathing in and beginning to fold forward over the legs, just crawling the hands forward. If you feel any discomfort in the knees, you might want to take some roll blankets or blocks underneath the knees. And then just folding forward, trying to imagine yourself folding like a piece of paper over the legs. And as you breathe, you might feel that your body starts to melt down towards the floor a little more, and you can make your way onto the elbows. Trying to resist the urge to move, to fidget. You can bow your head down. Few more moments here. Maybe you're even melting towards a pancake fold where your body comes all the way to the floor. I'm a very long way from that, so don't worry if you are too. Keeping those exhales long. And then very slowly begin to round and roll out of the position. You take your feet out in front of you and just gently sway the knees from side to side. Give the legs a little rub. And then you can come around to lying on your back. Just taking a moment here on your back, maybe swaying the legs from side to side. And then bringing the soles of the feet together for a badakonasana, supta badakonasana. So the legs are making this butterfly shape. You can start by just bouncing the knees a little. And then you can take the arms out into a T or a cactus shape with the elbows bent. Close the eyes down. And you might feel that your inner thighs are really tensing and trying to draw themselves back together, but just consciously let that tightness and tension in the inner thighs go. Keep breathing. Keep allowing the knees to slowly melt down towards the earth. So you continue to breathe deeply. Feel your body melting outwards and down.
And very slowly begin drawing the knees back together. And when they reach the center, just rocking the knees from one side to the other again. And then bringing the heels underneath you, we're going to make our way up into a plough position. So starting in a bridge, walking the hands onto your lower back, and then supporting your weight with your shoulders and your elbows. Tuck the knees in, so you're coming to this supported shoulder stand. If this feels enough for you, it feels uncomfortable on your neck, then maybe take legs up the wall instead. Otherwise, you can extend the legs back behind you for your plough position, making sure to keep the hips high and keeping space in your throat. So not allowing the neck to crunch. You can walk the shoulder blades together, making sure to keep the head in the center. Feeling a really tremendous stretch down the whole back body. Connecting in with that breath again. You might want to rest the knees on your head like me. Keep breathing. And slowly from here begin to bend the knees, taking your hands to your lower back again, and then very, very slowly, extremely slowly as you can, begin to bring yourself down to the floor. Just coming out as slowly as possible and then reaching the legs towards the sky, just allowing your spine to come back to neutral. When you're ready, you can bend the legs. Resist any urge to come with your knees all the way into the chest. Just hold it there. Been in a very deep posture for quite a long time, so you want to just allow all the muscles to come back to normal. Taking as long as you need to here. And then you can just squeeze the glutes, coming into a gentle bridge to counterpose that plough position. And then placing the lower back on the mat. Take the knees over to one side for a gentle twist. Breathe down into the belly. And with your next exhale, make your way back into the center. Let the knees drop over the other side. Breathing into your space where you feel the twist here. A few more deep breaths. Then when you're ready, come back into the center, extend the legs out along the mat, and make your way into Savasana, the relaxing, resting position. Heels as wide as the mat, shoulder blades down underneath you, palms facing upwards. Allow your body to relax and release into the floor. Give yourself a few moments of total stillness. Now you can wiggle your fingers and toes. Turn your head from side to side. And if it feels good, extend the arms back behind you. Point the toes away from you. And then when you're ready, make your way over to lying on one side. Just rest on your side for a few moments. And then when you're ready, push yourself up sideways to a seated position. It's ready to close off your practice. Bringing yourself into a comfortable seat. Breathing a few more deep breaths, maybe sighing the air out through the mouth. And bringing your hands to heart center, bow your head. Thank yourself for practicing yoga today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you enjoyed this practice and taking a bit slower for a few minutes. I'll see you soon. Have a beautiful day. Bye.